So let me just do a quick search here. So I'll just write Lika here, but I think Lika is in the Norwegian language, but I'm not sure what it means, the material or whatever it is. And here we have it. So I add this one to the upper section that we have here. And then I go to the identity tab. And if you don't have this material, you can create one using the default one, because it's a material that I've added to the Revit file myself, but I'll put it in the library so you can add them as well. And I've already explained on how to make a library in the 2020 Revit package, and if you've studied it, you know how to make libraries yourself. And here in the URL section, it's the reference that we have for the material. And if you click on it, it pulls up the Weber like this. There are different types of sites for this. You have some of them in Persian as well, with different dimensions, maybe 12, maybe 20 for some. We have 20 for height. For length, we have 49. All different types of materials. Some of them have insulation inside of them. And if you search the net, you can find all of these different types. So let me just close this. And the function for this material is generally in between walls that we have between different housing departments or a hotel. And sometimes they name it as a separation wall for two different classes or different layers. And sometimes when you need soundproofing, they are used in hospitals as well. And here we have the same usage for them. And this part that you see right here is the insulation that we have. And if you search the net, you'll see it as well. Let me just close this. And as you can see, I've looked it up. I've looked up the Lika concrete with the insulation so I can show you. And as you can see, some of them have insulation inside of them, like this one right here. And they already have this feature themselves. So we close this up and we go back to the AutoCAD file. And then after that, let's go to the Revit file. So let's just go over here to the material browser that we have, and let's rename this. Let's see what we should rename it to. Let's go with Lika concrete with soundproofing. Let me just type it out, and there you go. I'll just copy this and paste it in the description and just have a Lika concrete as the name. And here in the keynote section, you can add other information as well. So I hit OK. So Control C here, and then Control V here to paste it. Let's just take a quick look at the hatching, and it seems fine. So let's go back here to the Revit file again, and in the cut pattern section, I add this concrete option here. Then apply, and in the surface pattern, I choose this concrete as well. And then OK. So what's remaining is the part in the middle, which acts as an insulation for us. It's a sort of soundproofing. So let me just go back to the notepad that we had, and then I'll pull this one right here. All right. So now we'll go to the insulation section. So here in the notepad file, I hit enter to go down a couple of lines, and then here I'll write insulations. And there we go. Just an important point that you should remember is that you can do all of these much easier in an Excel file. It'll be much easier and more professional there, and you can manage it easier. And I'll probably add an explanation on Excel files as well, and on how to make them. So the code that we'll use here will be I-01. And you can use the preset codes as well, but we're going with custom ones here. After I've done that, I hit tab, and then here I'll write rock wool thermal insulation. And then another tab, and then Control V again. So I save the file, and then we go to the wall section to add the cement sand coating. So I select this one, and then Control C, we add another line, and then here I'll write cement sand coating, and then another tab, and then Control V to paste the walls again, and then another Control S to save it. Let's see what else we have here. We have a Leica wall already here, and then let's take a look at the CAD file. And then here we have some face stone. So I go to the Keynote file again, and in the wall section I create a new floor, W-14, and then we'll write face stone here. Then another tab, and then Control V, and then Control S. So that's all we have for now. So I close it up, and then we go here to the Leica concrete that we had, and then in the Keynote section here, let's take a look. So I hit OK, and then another OK, and then OK again. Let's just make a sample here for now, and in the annotate section I open up the Keynotes and I make a reload, which I should have done previously, but I forgot. So I hit OK, and then I select again. So I go to this part here and I open up the Keynotes, and now it should be present. Here we open up the walls and we have a Leica concrete wall. So like this, Control C here, and then we'll write the same Leica concrete for the mark as well. So we apply. So we're done with that. And then we hit OK, and then we go to the next part. Here we have the insulation. So to find the rock wool insulation, I just type in rock wool here. And if you take a look at the menu here, as a default, it does have rock wool itself. And here in the stone wool section that I've created, we have all different kinds of rock wool with different details. Let's scroll down to see what we have here. That's that. But I'll just presume that you don't have the file here, and we go with the default rock wool that we had. And as you can see, it doesn't have much details, but the thermal and physical tabs are complete. So I select this rock wool here and I add it up here, and I'll just rename it to rock wool in Persian. And in the class section, I bring it down and I hit the insulation option. And in the comments and the keyword section, you can add any information that you want. It just depends on how much you want to go into details. You can add as much information as you want, and it's just preference. So we go to the keynotes that we have here, insulation, and then rock wool insulation. And I'm going to use the name for the mark as well. I'll just write thermal insulation, and then Control C, and I'll paste it in the description as well. Here I'll just edit it a bit. I'll write the full name, that's rock wool thermal insulation. Let me just write it out, and there we go. And here in the comment section, I'll just write, it shall be used for outside and adjacent walls. And after we've done that, we go to the keywords, and then we'll write, okay, excuse me, there we go. We'll write Leica dot outside wall. And then after we've done that, we'll go to the product information and the manufacturer section. And here for the manufacturer, I'll write Alica. And let's see what we use for model, maybe just outside. And you can add any additional information based on your preference. So we hit OK here. And the only remaining part is the pattern section. The pattern that we have here is a bit unique, and you can't really find the hatching in the Revit type. So you'll have to make it yourself. So if you search the net and pull up this site here that says cathatch.com, it has all the different kind of hatchings that you would want. So I'll select this one right here, and then I'll download it. So I go to the destination folder. So here I'll just hit Ctrl+C to copy the file that we had, and I'll paste it in a destination that we have all of our files, our training destination. I'll just make a new folder here and I'll name it patterns. Let me just type it out. And there you go. So after I've done that, I just enter, and then I hit Ctrl+V to paste the file, and I'll rename the file to insulation rock wool. And this is how the file looks like. So I'll just erase the line here and then Ctrl+C on the name of the file, and then I paste it up to here. Ctrl+Z, and there we go. Then I hit save, and then I close it up. So I go to the graphics tab and I check the box that says use render appearance. And then I go to the fill patterns section, and then I'll make a new pattern and I'll browse in the destination that we put the file in. I hit Ctrl+C on the destination and I'll paste it here, and then I open it up. And the file is loaded up as you can see here. So I changed the scale to 0.01. Here we have aligned with elements. And there you go. This number that you put in here in the scale is important, but we'll just go with 0.01 for now, and let's see what happens. So I hit OK. So the color that we had in the AutoCAD file is OK itself, and then I hit OK here too. Another OK here, and then another one. So I'll just select this here, and the base is the first floor, and the top one is the second floor. And as you can see, this is how it turns out. But I think it's just maybe too big. So I go to the Manage tab, and then the additional settings, and I select Fill Patterns.